Like, people don't know who I am?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you might be joining from. I am HR Funk, and this is my firing line for November 2nd, 2024. And as you see beside me here is our lovely co-host, Mimi. This is the online firearms show that is completely driven by you, your questions, and your comments. Otherwise, we would just be sitting here talking with each other, and there wouldn't be nearly as much going on. Anyway, thanks to all of you who have already joined. We've got Art Grote here. I think he was the first one in the room. Roy Kiefer is here. And Ohio Gunrunner, Jan G, and I don't see anybody else yet. It says we've got 9 people in here so far. So if anyone hasn't already chimed in, let us know you are here. Chris 1911 is here. Thanks for joining. By the way, for anyone who wasn't part of the chat this morning, we've got Fuku YT, which I don't think I'm pronouncing properly, but that's going to do it for now. Day at the Range is here. Thanks for joining. J78 Borderline is joining us from Europe. Let us know where you are in Europe, please. And Old Spice 1. And I started to say a moment ago, if you were not part of the live chat this morning, we hit a milestone yesterday when we went over 75,000 subs. And I want to say we went over that because thanks to all of you. And I tend not to think of subscribers as this block of humanity out there, but that's actually 75,000 individuals who hit that subscribe button, who could have been watching anything on YouTube or not watching YouTube or subscribing to somewhere else, but they actually hit the subscribe button here. All of you, or at least many of you, hit the subscribe button here. So thank you for joining. And anything you want to chime in with here at the beginning of the show?
Somebody said that it's 6 months away, but Don and I are already planning. NRA will get you to dinner this time, and we were just saw an advertisement for it. Yeah. And while we're not big fans of downtown Atlanta, we are big fans of the NRA annual meeting, so we're making preliminary plans to travel.
Yes. So hopefully we'll be down there, and hopefully we can both go out to eat with all of you this time. John actually asked me out to eat with him and some other folks the last time around down there, and I was not able to make it. So
I forgot you went without me. Yeah,
down to Dallas. First time ever in Dallas.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And we've got, let's see, Old Spice 1 is here. Craig Benz, thanks for joining. Thank you, Day at the Range. I am just kind of blown away by that. I've said many times in the past that when I first started the channel, I didn't know if 7 people would subscribe, let alone 75,000. So it's just amazing. It's been a long time. I'm at about the 12.5-year mark on YouTube. So it's been a slow progression over time, but still just it's absolutely mind-boggling that so many people have subscribed. So thank you very much. Sean Z, hope all is well. All is well. We had a great day here today. Actually, a nice day for this time of year in Ohio. The sun was shining. It was fairly warm out. It was in, I think, the mid to high 50s. Beautiful day. We took Chewy for a walk wherever he is. I think he is worn out at the moment. So we had a pretty nice day. Watched a football game on TV, so that was a good time.
Yeah, Ohio State, Penn State. Yep. Bucks won.
Yep. Ohio State won that. And even though I'm not a tremendous college football fan, I still enjoyed the game. It was fun to watch.
John G said we usually have about 20 people at dinner. We would love to have you too.
Yeah, cool. So that make 21.
Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully we can make it down there this year. It's always a good time to go to the NRA annual meeting. And it's cool when I'm there because I'm able to connect with so many different people from the industry, and so many of you that attend there being able to say hi face to face for a change instead of just being a name that scrolls up the screen. Some of you I know, some of you I've met, some of you I talk to routinely, either on the phone or via email or text or whatever, but still it's great to be able to meet everybody face to face. And I'm a lot more disciplined now when I'm going through the NRA annual meeting. I can remember the first few times I was there, it was sort of like a kid in a candy store. I was walking through like, wow, look at all this stuff. But I actually approach it nowadays with a plan, and I know sort of the different places I want to go and boost that I want to make certain that I talk to people and I talk about certain products and all that. So I feel like I've improved in my discipline when it comes to attending the NRA annual meeting. Sean Z, beautiful in Western South Pennsylvania. Good.
It was a beautiful day in Greenville, South Carolina.
There was a
almost goes without saying.
A time, yeah. I was thinking of Greenville, North Carolina. I'm sorry. Almost said something that was inaccurate. Thanks again for the post with 38 Superload with the accurate number 7. Just loaded another 100. Good. I'm glad that's working out for you. Also, if you can find any of the old loading data, Accurate Arms number 9 works very well too, and it fills up a little bit more of the case, so that it's a little slower burning powder. I like to use that with my 38 Superloads as well. And there was something else I thought of I was going to say, and I don't remember what it was.
I don't know.
No.
I enjoy going to the NRA annual meetings too. They have cool concealed carry options for women, although for many years I've not been able to utilize them at work, including now.
Yeah, Mimi works in a gun-free zone, which is kind of mind-boggling.
Again.
Greenville, North Carolina, home of the mid-school BMX. Really?
What is home of mid-school BMX?
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna have to. I know what BMX is, but you're gonna have to flesh that out. Is that a particular race?
Rainbow 34 is in Greenville, North Carolina. Wow. Yeah, there was a time that I spent. Spent a lot of time in Greenville. That's when I was actually stationed at Cherry Point. I used to go up there periodically, and at the time I was pretty familiar with the town. But now it's been many, many years since I was there. Roy Kiefer, a thought for review comparison of a mini 2.75-inch 12-gauge shells and a pump and an auto loader. I have never used any of the mini shells in any shotgun, so that might be interesting if I can get a hold of some. I don't know if they'll cycle an auto loader. They should function well in a pump shotgun, so I'll see what I can come up with on that.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
They are instead of the normal size shotgun shells, they're very short.
They work in the pump?
Mm-hmm.
How come?
Because of the action, because of the way it works. Yeah, I don't think they would cycle in a semi-auto though. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll have to test that too.
You should.
By the way, thanks to everyone who watched the video this morning. That video, whenever I post an optic review, I know going into it that's going to have a limited appeal to people that are watching. Even so, I felt like Rabbi is here and made essentially a $10 donation. Thank you, Rabbi.
He gave that to me.
Oh, can I borrow it?
I need to go enjoy a pumpkin spice latte. Yes, I do. I sure do.
Anyway, back to my story with the optics reviews.
Thank you, Rabbi.
I know that they're going to have a limited appeal, but I felt like this morning's video was pretty entertaining, along with the information that was presented on the optics. So if you didn't see it, you might enjoy it. You just go back and watch the video for the entertainment value, even if you're not all that interested in a Siley optic. Chris 1911 just picked up a 5090 Sharps. Wow, that's cool. I just got something from House of Pain Munitions earlier today where they're talking about doing a historical cartridge series on things just like the 5090, and they asked me if I'd be interested. I've got to make a phone call this week and get some more information on this, but we might be able to do something like that coming up. So stay tuned for that type of content.
I was laughing because Rabbi said, "Yay, I started a fight. You're welcome." Roy Kiefer said, "Mimi, the key is considerably enhanced capacity with mini shells. The key is considerably enhanced capacity."
You get more shells.
Thank you.
Yeah, see? That's what I'm here for.
I got that.
We missed one up here too. The minis work well in the 590, but you need an adapter for the older guns. The new Mossbergs will feed them both allegedly. All right. Well, like I said, if I can get a hold of some, I'll try it out and see what happens.
Skip Boyer said, I haven't been to North Carolina since I left Camp Lejeune in 1976.
I haven't been to North Carolina in, 3 weeks? Is that when I was down there? 3
Something
weeks?
like that.
Or 2 weeks ago?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks. Yep.
It has not changed a whole lot. It still seems like North Carolina. Katie Cowboy, anyone ever use Frankfurt Arsenal Platinum Series rotary case tumbler? I have not. Mine is a vibratory tumbler. I don't think I've ever used a rotary case tumbler.
All right, we're missing some comments here.
Okay.
I need these.
All right.
Let's see. Jeeps Cafe said, hello, Jeeps here. Hi, Jeeps Cafe.
Hi, JC.
Andrew Peterman said, sorry, HR, I haven't been watching lately. Life has been pretty busy. Life has been pretty busy.
Well, that's no excuse for not watching. So, Andrew, you're going to have to get a note from your mother to excuse you and get in a proper excused absence. Otherwise, you're going to get a detention. Sorry, that's just the rules.
It's fine.
J78, you.
Oh, J78 said, I'm worried about Tuesday. Word.
Oh, yes.
I'm not really worried. I'm pretty optimistic. Yeah, I'm pretty optimistic. I am a poll precinct manager, so I'll be there all day. So I'll be interested to see. Of course, Wayne County, where we are, tends to be pretty conservative in all kinds of ways.
If you're working there, can I come in and vote like multiple times?
No.
How about just a couple of times?
Machine won't let you.
Nah.
I'll let you stand in front of the machine and puts a blank screen all you want to.
Can I sneak in the box of ballots that nobody knows about?
Of course you can.
No, everybody be sure to get out. I actually already voted. Mimi already voted. We took advantage of the early voting here in Ohio. If you have not done so wherever you live and you're going to be voting on Tuesday, absolutely positively make sure you get out and vote. Doesn't matter how you vote, doesn't matter what you believe, but just make sure you exercise your right as an American and get out and vote. Ben Crane.
I'll be monitoring for fakery. I will be monitoring for fakery.
Yes. Ben Crane said, hello, HR and lovely Mimi.
Who said that?
Ben Crane.
Oh,
okay.
Hi, Ben. Thank you.
Greenville's a hot mess, not the town I grew up in. Well, that's too bad. I have some fond memories of Greenville. There used to be a couple of great places there. There was a place called...
Dude, when is the last time you were in Greenville, North Carolina?
It's been a couple of days. There was a place called The Attic. They used to have live bands there. That was a great place.
It's like 40 years ago.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, I liked Greenville when I used to hang out up there.
I'm terrified she will win by hook or by crook. The Dems will absolutely try. They will absolutely try, and many of them are already trying. So, yep. You just got to believe. You can't hope. You got to believe. I believe our country will come through.
John G., when you come to South Carolina to see your daughter, need to swing through the upstate? I don't know. She's coming up here for Thanksgiving. I don't know when the next time is. We'll be down there. Past experience tells me it won't be too long. The last time we were there, we got hurricaned on, though. We had Hurricane Debbie come through.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty miserable, 4 days. Yep, vote early. I voted early. There's no way I was going to wait till day of.
Ben Crane, I'm not worried about the election. I'm worried about the aftermath. I know what you mean. I'm not
100%.
I'm not too worried about us here, but especially some of the large population centers, I'm a little concerned about what could take place there.
Yeah. No, I'm a little bit worried about around here because you just have enough nut jobs everywhere. I mean, we were even talking about that a couple of days ago, that people may want to stop by the house. It would be a bad choice, but
Skip Boyer is going to be working the polls on Tuesday. He's going to be a bouncer. Good for you, Skip. The polls are in good shape.
Is that an official position?
See, now if I was able to do that, I'd go and
right?
Yeah, I want to be the poll
You
bouncer.
could be an observer.
I don't want to observe.
Well, you can observe someone who needs to be bounced, and then do your civic duty and bounce them.
Alex B, hello HR. What years did you serve in the USMC? My uncle served from 1988 to 2018. I was in from 1985 to 1989. Then I was out for almost 2 full years, but I got recalled in 1991 for Operation Desert Storm. So I was back in for a while, did absolutely nothing exciting. I got sent to New River Air Station and reattached to the Provost Marshal's office there. And that's where I sat for the duration of Operation Desert Storm. And that time when I got out, I was out for good.
You were in for the duration of Desert Storm.
Yeah.
I thought
when I was out, it was over. Well, the official.
Okay.
Because that's when George Bush flew onto the aircraft carrier and did the mission accomplished thing and all that thing. Okay. All that. Anyway. Ohio Gunrunner voted. Good for you. Day at the range, vote early. Absolutely, if you can. It was cool when I voted early. I went last Thursday, and I hit it at just the perfect time. I walked in, did the registration thing, walked right into a voting booth, got my voting done. And by the time I walked out, which took me 10 or 12 minutes, there was then a line going out the door. So I was there at the perfect time for the early voting. Pretty happy about that. Jeeps Cafe HR, my son said that he enjoyed your cap and ball pistol cleaning video. Good. I hope it was helpful. Those are the little videos that I do periodically that, and I kind of alluded to this with the optic video earlier today, where I know it's going to have a limited appeal, but I hope that people who are looking for that type of content get some benefit from it. So I'm glad that he enjoyed that. Craig Benz, we still have paper ballots that are optically read. Really?
That's cool.
Rainbow 34, third time's a charm. Just wait. Ran out of paper. A pipe broke. Stopped counting at midnight. Okay. I see what you're getting at now. Terry Barnes, welcome aboard. Chris 1911, very cool, ma'am. I'll be poll watching for my town on Tuesday. Good for you. A lot of people seem to be doing that. It's great.
I will be poll working, but poll watching is important too.
Katie Cowboy, anyone see the incident at the South Carolina polling place? I did not. Did you see anything about that?
I'm just looking it up.
Oh. My wife tried to vote early in Pennsylvania a few days ago, and it was total chaos. Looked at each other and said, let's just vote on Tuesday. Well, I hope it's not even more chaos on Tuesday. That's a little what I was worried about. I don't know, but I hope it stops soon. Rainbow 34, the attic is gone. It was great. Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that. That was a long time ago, but I saw some cool bands there. Day at the range actually touched a very rare HK4 today. It's actually the first HK handgun in 32 ACP, and I'm not familiar with that one, so that's cool. Luke B, good evening to you. I have a confession to make. Uh-oh. I have to keep going down. This is like reading the signs as you're driving down the road. Each one has a little bit more information. Rabbi, vote early and vote often. This message brought about by the Democratic Party. Yes, absolutely.
It used to be a running joke when I was in, years ago, it used to be a running joke, vote early, vote often, and now it's not funny.
Terry Barnes, my wife voted early absentee last week. Good for her. Luke B, I procured another AKM, calling it a panic buy. Questioned by the bot. No, that's absolutely understandable. Good job.
What's an AKM?
I'll show you later. I'll show you
a picture. A rifle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben Crane, luckily election time coincides with weather that's easier to carry larger options.
Fair. Yeah.
Yep. J78, last time I voted, they kicked someone out because they had no ID. I actually am glad they're requiring ID these days, just to keep anybody from wandering in and voting.
Yeah, Ohio's required ID for a while. North Carolina and Wisconsin, they're allowing students to just use their student ID to vote. So their international students are using their IDs to vote.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, exactly. What idiots.
Jeeps Cape, thank you for the sentiment. Rainbow 34, it's still not over. No, it's not. Ohio Gun Runner was shocked that it's very busy in Ashland County. I think Ohio in general has been very busy. They were
over 2 million votes have been cast in Ohio so far.
They were talking about that on the news, and the number of Republicans voting early this year is far greater than it's been in past years. So hopefully that's a good sign.
Yep.
Jeff H., hi to you.
Rabbi said, when I was a PFC, I dated a poll worker.
I'm afraid to ask any more about that.
No, we're not asking about that.
Rabbi, I was watching your video this morning, but I'm not a wheel gun type of guy, but the 44 Magnum is calling my net. Yeah, it's I'm a huge 44 Magnum fan, and I've used that cartridge for years and years and years to good effect for deer hunting. For many years, Ohio only allowed handgun hunting. We couldn't use any kind of a long gun that chambered even a handgun cartridge. That has changed. So if you didn't want to use a shotgun or a muzzleloading rifle, you had to use a handgun. So for quite a few years, I used 44 Magnum handguns, and they've accounted for quite a bit of deer meat in our freezer over the years.
Yeah, we're thinking about going hunting this year. I haven't been hunting in a long time because of other responsibilities, but
Robert KF1 voted yesterday. Good for you. Rainbow 34, love all your videos. Thank you very much. Luke B, as a parent with small children, I hope for peace. However, whoops, it took a jump. Hold on. I'm curious exactly how little rule of law without
which we must exist to ignore all NFA law.
You know, I keep hoping the NFA gets either revised or just done away with, but that never seems to happen. Rookie Spartan, hi HR, please send that Ohio rain our way in New Jersey. We need it. It has not rained here for quite a while.
Nope, long time.
It keeps looking like it's going to, and it has not.
Ben Crane told Rabbi that we're supposed to call them people working through med school, not poll workers. I just think men are hilarious. Men are funny.
That's funny, Ben.
I love men.
Rainbow 34 saw Molly Hatchet and 38 Special at the attic. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I never saw anybody quite that big there.
38 Special. That's a blast from the past.
I actually saw 38 Special.
Almost literally.
Saw 38 Special at the Ohio State Fair, but that's been,
oh, wow.
Man, I don't know how, probably back in 1991, 2, something like that. John G made a again, a $10 donation. Thank you very much, John. I appreciate that. By the way, today's video was demonetized by YouTube. So that was a freebie for anybody that got to see it, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And thank both you and Rabbi for the donations this evening. I appreciate it greatly. And notice he didn't donate this for you to get a
I saw.
Chai latte.
That's all right. You can have that.
Whatever it was Rabbi is trying to bribe you with.
It's okay for them to give me money for coffee. I so rarely go out and get coffee like that.
Day at the range in Montgomery County, they made a show ID and did something behind the machine. Really? I don't know what that would have been.
What?
Day at the range is down by Dayton area. They said they made a show ID. We have a machine like that too. It's an iPad set on a frame, and there's a
stand that you put the back of the driver's license on, and the camera from the iPad scans it, and then because it's got the barcode, and that's where all your information is loaded, and your name and address comes up, date of birth, and all that kind of stuff. So sounds like the same system we have. And this year they made a few changes. It used to Bluetooth the coding of the voting card, but now it's right with the iPad, so happens very quickly.
Roy Kiefer read today that 60 million ballots have already been cast, which would be more than a third of the typical total. And I don't remember the numbers specifically. I just remember talking on the news that there have been a tremendous number of early votes already cast.
Yeah.
Are any more Tizash reviews coming up? Just ordered another one this morning. Not specifically, although I think I'm going to have a couple of things from SDS Imports coming in the near future. Stay tuned for those.
I thought you posted that picture of us in costume.
I don't think I ever did. Do you have it on your phone?
I do. Somebody's asking.
Wait, where is that?
Rookie
Spartan. HR's and Mimi's Halloween costume. Okay, stay tuned. Mimi's going to pull it up here.
How can they see it?
Just hold it up in front of the camera up here.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I can do this well. That's not showing up very well.
No, it's not.
Ugh, there's too much light from the computer. We'll get it posted.
Yeah, I'll have to post it on a community post so you'll all be able to see it. What's that say? Ben Crane, Rabbi, the complexities of matrimony with exotic dancers at above my... Loves Dogs 1954. Glad to see you made it. Haven't heard from you today, but I hope everything's going well. AKM stamped receiver followed by the AK-47, which was a
followed the AK-47.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, it's not what you said.
Well, that's what I meant to say. Which was forged as Russia, did not have good stamping technology. The AKs today are misnamed as 47s. So he's attempting to answer your question.
Interesting. Katie Cowboy said, do you really think either party can alleviate trillions of dollars in debt and inflation, which is a tax on everyone? The only way to cut inflation is to cut government spending. I think the only candidate that's interested in doing that is Trump. He's already talking about eliminating the Department of Education, which I think absolutely needs to go. And then just start slashing some of the federal law enforcement agencies. You can hire people, but just start slashing some of that stuff. And then a lot of the bureaucracy can go because they just hold up the efficient running of those bureaucracies. So bye-bye. So yes, I do think. Might take a couple of years, but I do think we can.
Rainbow 34, they weren't big at the time. We're talking 1979. I didn't realize the attic was that old, truthfully. I didn't know it'd been around that long. I wasn't there until the mid-1980s. Rainbow 34, been a member for 19 months. In 5 months, it'll be 2 years. Congratulations, and thank you for being a member. And Ohio Gunrunner, thank you for your donation. Hopefully YouTube doesn't steal your super chats. They steal a portion of it, but I greatly, greatly appreciate your donation, the donation that everybody makes during the live streams, and all of the monthly donations from the members. Thank you guys tremendously. YouTube is back into one of these phases where they're starting to demonetize things with no rhyme or reason. It's kind of funny because nowadays when they demonetize a video, you can click on the on my studio page. I can click on it to see what it says about why the video was demonetized, and it will tell you what portion of the video. It doesn't say specifically why, but it tells you what portion of the video. So like, you know, a certain segment, you know, between such and such a time and such a time, that's whatever you said or did in there. My video today, the optics review just said throughout the video, which I tended to take as a statement, as in we threw out the video.
Okay, but the comments are getting good. Rabbi thought my phone case would be pink and bedazzled, and no, it is not. John G said that Scotch met
Such.
suit. Sorry, my reading glasses aren't working on the screen. Met with YouTube about inappropriate demonetization. I met with him. I went with him. I told the director of review that you were getting inappropriate demonetization. He was going to look at yours, so that's nice.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, John.
And Jeep's Cafe wants to know if it was a pimp costume HR was wearing, and basically it was.
Not really.
No, it was a hippie costume, but it was looking pretty pimpin'.
I didn't have the hat and the feather and all that.
It's okay, honey. You looked good in it.
You look better in yours.
HR Funk for
maybe it was looking kind of hot in her hippie chick costume.
HR Funk for new new Secret Service director. There's a rumor that Dan Bongino may get that tap, so we'll see.
Scott from South Carolina, we can issue $1 trillion coins and pay all the debt.
It's gone. It's all gone.
All gone. Bye-bye.
Yep. That'll fix it. Ben Crane, what's a small government Republican? Haven't heard of one of those in years. No kidding.
Yeah.
No, they're annoying.
Jeff Tim, hello to you. Thanks for joining. Didn't Trump double Biden in debt addition?
In debt addition. Well, no, he didn't double Biden. The one thing that people don't understand the connection between is if you have more people employed, and you have people hiring, business is good. They're paying more people. There's a broader tax base. More people are paying in. And so you can cut the debt. Well, first off, you've got to cut spending, but you can cut the amount of money that has to be borrowed because you have more actual money coming in. So that's not going to take away $1 trillion, but it certainly helps. And when you have a lot of people, if you just have the government giving money out, obviously it's not free, and someone's picking up the tab. So,
Raybo 34, I'd like to see a review on the GeForce 357 lever gun. Well, if I can get a hold of one, you will see a review. J78, which one you get? Love the Tizosh, good stuff. I'm not sure if that's directed at me or if that was from somebody up above, but the ones that I'm hopefully getting, I'm going to keep under wraps for now. So I will let you know when they get here what specifically I'm going to be looking at. Robert KF1, I should start doing YouTube videos so I can get kicked off of another platform. Scott from South Carolina, what do you think of the military going with the 6.8 rifle? I've got a couple of different thoughts on that. The cartridge itself, I hope, is going to be an effective cartridge for our troops. They've been looking at replacing the 5.56 cartridge almost since it was adopted, and we've looked at all kinds of other things over the years. This looks like the one that maybe finally is going to take off. It's going to be an expensive proposition, particularly if they go with that bimetal case that at least they started out with. But I'm hoping for the best. The rifle, kind of, I'm feeling the same way about. It seems like we're in some ways taking a step backwards in terms of weight, in terms of ammunition capacity, in terms of the amount of ammunition an individual soldier or sailor or Marine can carry, or airman, sorry. But they're hinging their hopes on the idea that it's going to be a more effective platform and a better cartridge, particularly for dealing with body armor. So I don't know. For the sake of our troops, I hope they're right, and I hope it works well.
Anonymous F said, howdy, Mr. and Mrs. Funk. Hope y'all have had a great Halloween. Howdy, and I'm not Mrs. Funk.
Sure you are.
Nope.
Yes, she is.
Nope. And then Roy Kiefer said, to a degree, you're correct, but please remember 40% of Americans do not pay income taxes. That is correct. Which annoys me when they talk about having tax cut for the rich. They're the only ones paying taxes. And God knows in my business, when I ran my law practice for over 20 years, I wrote big checks to the government for taxes, and I did not get refunds. And our daughter, she works part-time. They don't even take federal income tax out of those part-time checks anymore because they don't want to have to write a bunch of refund checks. So you're correct. At least 40% don't pay.
Any thoughts on bringing back more qualification videos? I have thoughts about it. I've talked about this in past live streams. I don't have access to the ranges nowadays that I was using when I was working on the qualification videos. So it makes it more difficult because I don't have exclusive use of the range. So I can set up an entire course and then take a video of myself going through it, because the ranges that I use now may well have other shooters that I can't monopolize the range. I would like to do some more in the future. It's one of those things that's on the back burner, and we'll just have to see what happens. HR Funk, I'm trying to score a new HK CC9. If I get one soon, I'll get it to you for a review. Oh, okay, cool. Since there isn't much independent review content on it. Yeah, I've seen a little bit on it, but I've never seen one in real life, so I appreciate that, Ben. Marvin Turner just stumbled across this. I need to turn on notifications again. Yeah, I posted a short video earlier today to try to get the word out. I put that up around 3 o'clock or so. So I was hoping that a lot of you would hopefully get a notification on that if you didn't get the notification for the live stream itself. Luke B, prefer to the 1873 lever action guns. I know that pretty much limits you to pistol calibers, but oh well. If that's what you like, that's what you like. It worked for Jimmy Stewart. Our Tizosh 9mm 1911 Carry Black Palmetto Carry Black Palmetto has them on sale for $349. The prices on those things are virtually unbeatable, and they're solid firearms, or at least all of the ones that I have are. Zach, $15 per round at the moment. Yeah, that's the stuff is actually more expensive per round than 50 BMG. Non-OSF, HR, would you take a 7-shot 357 Magnum for EDC over an auto loader? At what point would you rather have a higher round count over power? So much of it depends on where I'm going, what I'm doing, what my perceived threat level is with regard to where I'm going to be. It's hard to give you an absolute answer on that and say, under this circumstance, I would definitely take the 7-shot 357. Under that circumstance, I would definitely take a semi-auto of some sort. It's really a a game time decision, just to borrow a sports phrase. So I'm sorry, I can't give you an absolute concrete answer on that. Kyle Jackson is here. How are you doing? No problem being late. That's fine. Anonymous Zeph, are you HR's sugar mom? Are you my sugar mom? Yes, she is. She's keeping me living in the manner to which I've become accustomed.
Well, that's true. Since I'm the only one working right now.
What are you talking about? I'm working my fingers to the bones.
Yeah. Shooting videos,
That's
editing
right.
videos,
That's right.
putting on videos, working your fingers to the bone.
Yes. Working my trigger finger to the bone.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we here? Did you both load up Roth IRAs? I do not have one because I paid into Ohio Police and Fire Pension Fund for, I don't know, 1 million years or something like that. I don't know what you have. Do you have an IRA?
I'm not telling you.
All right. I want to know.
Well, we're not going to have that discussion here.
Yeah, all right. Katie Cowboy, I hope to have some new recipes, cooking videos in the works. Mimi is tired of eating the same stuff.
I mean, I a little bit. I have. You made a good meatloaf.
That's right.
That was good. And he said he never heard of a meatloaf recipe that's part pork and part ground beef. And I told him just to look up any meatloaf recipe. And so we'll see what the fellas say.
How about if I look up a meatloaf album? Joseph just ordered 700 rounds of 9mm full metal jacket from a new company in Idaho. Federated Ordnance will arrive Tuesday. Hopefully reliable and clean. Hopefully it is.
Isn't the proposed tax on unrealized capital gains illegal? I don't even know how they think they're going to implement that. What would the tax rate be? When does it apply? How often does it apply? At what point does it? It's ridiculous. More babbling.
Guile Jackson saw that notification, was supposed to tune in earlier, but currently at work. All right. Well, I'm glad you joined us from work. Don't get in trouble. Don't make your boss upset if he doesn't want you watching while you're working. JC Leather Company. Hey, HR, would a Tizosh 1911 be a good CCW, or should I go with a Canik MC9? The Tizosh, and let me back up a step or two here. The 1911s, the smallest one you're going to be able to get is a commander size, whereas the MC9 is going to be a little bit smaller than that. So I guess if size is a concern for concealability, the MC9 would be a better option. If that's not a concern, then it all comes down to whether or not you're comfortable with the 1911 platform and disengaging the safety and re-engaging it and all that, or having a poly striker handgun that you don't have to worry about a safety with. So a lot of that is going to be personal preference. Loves Dogs 1954, debt growth, Biden 6.17 trillion, Trump 8.18 trillion, but 3.6 trillion was, I think it's supposed to be COVID spending. Without the vid, Trump spent less. So vid spending, Trump spent 2.57, is that 2.572 trillion less. As usual, the numbers are cooked. And you see that with numbers all the time, statistics, numbers, whatever.
Anonymous F says he has a meat grinder. I got a meat grinder too, but we buy a quarter of a cow every February from a friend of mine who raises the cows on, I don't know, half hour from our house. I was buying turkey and grinding that and seasoning that. But again, prices are so outrageous. And my schedule's been really busy in the last, 6 months. So I want to get back to doing that. But yeah. So we have all the ground beef we need, and we have beef roasts and steaks and all of that. And so it's turkey, buy a lot of chicken, buy a lot of fish. And I try to grind turkey. But I haven't done that in a while.
Andrew Peterman, to answer your question, yes, House of Pain does ship ammunition. If you check their website, you can find out more information on that. Scott from South Carolina, HR is an actor, producer, and director.
Wow, you are.
You know, I was thinking about something the other day to have, I think, successful content on YouTube. You have to be sort of, if it's firearms content, you have to be 50% shooter, 50% teacher, 50% actor, 50% comedian, 50% director.
That's a lot of 50s.
50% editor.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever that comes out to is what you have to be.
Jeff wants to know, do you have a ring light? No, he does not have a ring light.
No, we do not have a ring light. And for some reason, the lighting in here is weird today. I don't know why my forehead looks like it's glowing and everything.
Because
and
the
normally,
light is directly under your head. You need a.
but I mean,
you need a ring light.
I do this in here routinely, and it's not looking like that. So it's different today.
It's just different because we don't know. It's not normally dark. It's 10 till 8. We'll get you a ring light.
Kyle Jackson, I'm good, Howard. Hope you two are doing great. Got to tell you, just back from Canada recently and did miss the fall weather already. Girlfriend understands why I love the North America area. Yeah, fall is my favorite time of year. I was talking about that earlier today when we were out walking around. I think we're past the peak color for leaves at this point because a lot of the trees have lost their leaves. But still, on a day like today, when when the sun is shining and we still have a lot of color in the trees and everything, it's just absolutely gorgeous outside.
Jeff said he just ate meatloaf. Raybo said, work your fingers to the bone. What do you get? Bony fingers.
Yeah.
Ben Crane said, yes to the meatloaf album. Jeff said, it's called pillaging. What's called pillaging? I missed that.
Yeah, I missed that too.
Raybo said, I'm a hand actor in my videos. That's awesome.
Wait, what? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Kyle Jackson, the boss would not mind using earphones. So wait a second.
So I use earphones so he doesn't disturb anybody.
Okay.
Loves dogs, meatloaf. He uses ground beef, pork, and veal. Yes, that'd be cool.
Yes, but he spends like 3 days cooking one meal.
Marvin Turner said he just got thrown out for typing a comment.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you made it back. Ohio Gunrunner got the new MC9 LS. Cool. Not of sex. Speaking of pork, I caught a sale on a bone-in
Bucks double pack for $119 a pound. Bought 4 of them. Yep.
Cool.
We just bought 2 racks of ribs because they were on sale. So I got 2 racks of ribs downstairs.
Scott from South Carolina got a dehydrator.
I've debated about that. I don't know.
Good evening, Mark Becker. Thanks for joining. Rainbow 34 bought a ring light and a holder for like 14 bucks. Works great.
We're going to have to get a ring light and play around with some lighting in here because the lighting in here is crap. For videos, for doing everything else, it's fine, but for videos, it's not good.
Zach, very sorry. Paul Harrell is 100% dead. He had a great charisma. I liked him too. Yeah, that he was a big loss to the firearms world, and I think just as a person, just too bad. Gone way too soon, way too young. Day at the Range made homemade chili. That's cool. We had chili just what?
A week ago.
Was it a full week?
I think.
Not all that long ago. Good chili.
Mm-hmm. With ground turkey.
Ben Crane, yes, you can also use my discount code at the store if you stop by there. So definitely take advantage of that. Oh, and I think I just was messaging somebody from Hot Munitions earlier today. I think they are going to be doing the Veterans Day event again this year. So I'm going to get more information on that hopefully tomorrow. So I may well be back there again on Veterans Day, which is a week from tomorrow, I think.
It's a week from Monday.
That's tomorrow. Or no, tomorrow's Sunday. Okay, a week from Monday. I was thinking it was Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Apparently.
Rookie Spartan, the glow from HR's Halo. What?
He's a patron saint of Hot Munitions and was recognized for working his fingers to the bone.
Yeah, how about that? I got a Halo because I was recognized.
How about that?
Anonymous F, HR, would you say the 357 Magnum is still the king of one-shot stops? Where would you rank other popular handgun calibers for EDC? I could probably talk the rest of the night about the whole one-shot stop thing. I don't really subscribe to that metric because there are so many variables that impact the performance of or maybe I should say the effectiveness of any bullet when it meets a human being who is in the process of doing something that got them shot in the first place. I think the 357 Magnum is an extremely capable cartridge. I'm a fan of it, but I don't really put a lot of thought into the whole one-shot stop thing.
All right, there's a whole list of comments that they're kind of bantering about the whole lighting and things like that.
Scott from South Carolina, did you ever shop at Battlehawk Armory online? They have good deals and sometimes free shipping. No, I don't think I've ever gotten anything from them.
Matt said better lighting would make you look younger. Obviously, he's talking to you. Then Ben Crane said that you're going to start making makeup tutorial videos and they might stay monetized.
Yeah, I had a company reach out to me, I don't know, within the last month or so that offered to send me perfume if I would do a perfume review. Yes.
Scott from South Carolina said they put potatoes in their chili. I've heard of that. I often put rice in my chili. Helps keep it hearty. Somebody said, what's that? Hey, hop, hop. No AI makeup, please. No. Raybo only uses DuckDuckGo. You know what? I need to try that. I've heard good things, and I'm just wondering what your experience with that is. So,
Rabbi says the lighting is usually better when Mimi's around. It's her glow. Maybe it's Maybelline, or maybe she grew up near a missile testing site. Well, you did grow up near to Fort Jackson in Columbia, South Carolina.
A mile outside the main gate. So, yes, it must be my glow.
Mr. Furley, happy Saturday to you. Wait, what? Your thoughts on the 30 carbine? I like the 30 carbine, both the carbine itself and the cartridge. The only thing I don't like is to get one of the originals. They are so darned expensive these days. 44 Magnum works every time. A police officer told my brother.
What?
Right here.
Oh, it must be true then.
Jeff H., I heard that Hot Munitions bought and now sells Corban. That line is pretty spicy stuff. Test some for us. They did buy Corban. Corban was purchased. They used to be a South Dakota company, I believe. They were purchased by an individual here in Ohio. They moved all of the machines and everything to manufacture the ammunition here. And Hot Munitions has now bought Corban. So that's one of the I don't think they're making the Corban ammunition at the location where they make everything else. I think they still have it where it was, which is up in northern Ohio. But they do own that nowadays, so that's one of their brands.
Anonymous F said they bought after holiday whole turkeys for 50 cents a pound. Bought 8 and ground them up. That's probably what I need to do. And then Mark wants to know, how did we meet?
Mimi saw me when I was working one day. I was actually, believe it or not, once upon a time, I was a bicycle officer. And she saw me go by riding my bicycle.
That's not how we met.
With my shorts on.
That's not how we met.
And ended up chasing me down the street. It was kind of embarrassing. But
that's not how we met. However, when I was scoping out the new job on a Sunday, figuring out where I was going to park and where I was going to work, I drove into town, and as it turns out, it was Howard, but I saw a bike officer riding by, and my first thought was, they have bicycle officers, and my second thought was, wow, he has really nice legs.
See, after that, she was chasing me down the street.
No. Anyway, basically, we met at work. I was a assistant prosecutor, and he was an Orville cop.
Jeff H., to remain monetized, don't mention prices or coupon codes. That sounds great, except there are sometimes I mention it and it's absolutely fine. There are other times I don't mention it and things get demonetized. So there is no rhyme or reason to the demonetization thing with YouTube. There's no code to crack. Ben Crane, Hops 9, and Ballistol are the best perfumes. Can't disagree with that. Jeff Tim, is 30 carbine legal for deer in Ohio? No, because it's got to be over a 357 caliber bullet. So it's got to be a straight wall cartridge, but it's also got to be .357 diameter or larger. And I think the cartridge case has to be at least 1 inch long. So
we have not gotten one of those little books in forever in Ohio.
no, it's all online now.
Oh.
What solvents are safe for a nickel finish? It can't have ammonia in it. So anything that doesn't have ammonia should work well. I'm always very careful. I've only got a couple of nickel finished handguns. And generally speaking, I just wipe off the nickel with a cloth, and then I'll clean the barrel or whatever with a solvent. But I'm very careful with those.
All right. Rabbi said, I saw those legs and was hungry. Mark said, was Mimi carrying a badge at the time? No, we didn't get badges until after I started the job, and I'd actually been there a little while, and I rarely carried it.
Roy Kiefer is trying to help me out. He says I'm on very thin ice. I'm usually on very thin ice. I spend most of my time on very thin ice.
And then Mark said, never have seen his legs. They look different now because he lost a lot of weight, and so he lost some of the thighs. Yeah, big thighs.
I have nothing to say to that.
I have more to say on that, but
Day at the Range, YouTube is really cracking down on sponsors in a video. Yes, and again, it's so random and so arbitrary. I really think it comes down to just whatever person watches the review or conducts the review on the video, and just whatever whim drives them that particular day. I have posted a video before and had it demonetized and taken it down and made an edit that changes nothing in the substance of the video. I'll take out like a little segment where I said, I don't know, whatever, now let's head back out to the range or something like that. I mean, it doesn't do anything. Reposted it and it's monetized. It is absolutely random. It is absolutely arbitrary. Wade Priest, it's an election. Stock up on beans and something.
Jeff said maybe avoid the human-esque targets.
No, that doesn't make any difference. Most of these things I've tried at one time or another, and it has made no difference. What's safe for titanium cylinders? I don't think there's any solvent that will do anything to titanium cylinders. When I clean those, I don't use the bronze brushes. I use basically the brushes with the plastic bristles and scrub them, and that gets them clean enough, and I don't worry about it after that. But you do have to be careful with abrasives on the titanium. Day at the Range, anything that'll strip copper will remove nickel. Tony York, I do keep stuff around for black powder. Wait.
I do keep the stuff around.
Okay.
They were having a conversation. I'm not really sure.
Dang HR, how much weight could you bench, squat, and deadlift in your prime years? I was never much of a weightlifter, other than when I played football in high school. When I was training heavily in the martial arts and fighting competitively, I did a lot of running and push-ups and things like that, but not much in the way of weight training. So I don't even remember what my maximum bench press or anything
I can
was.
tell you that my lifetime PR for bench is 125, back squat is 140, and deadlift, my lifetime is 210, but my most recent is 185. I know those things.
Good job.
Thank you. And I can clean, how much did I power clean? I was power cleaning 85 today pretty easily, so it's going to be over 100.
Texas Toast Guitars. Do you remember what size the target was for the Veterans Day shoot? I want to say it was an 8-inch bullseye, the actual black part of the target. But if you go to Long Rifle's video, there's a link to that in my Veterans Day challenge. Also, Day at the Range, you can look at his video. There's a link that goes back to the original one. You can click on that and get all the information on that target. And Day at the Range, if you want to throw anything up on there, feel free to do that. Ben Crane, stay away from Sweet 762 for nickel finish. Yeah, that stuff is pretty caustic. So definitely, I would not use that on anything with a nickel finish.
Mark wants to know, am I a marksman or woman, sharpshooter or expert? I've never qualified.
I was going to say, you don't have any qualification rankings.
I'm a good shot.
Yeah.
I wonder if that guy in your targets has seen your videos.
I don't know.
We don't like to show them those videos.
I should ask the folks at Targets Online sometime if whoever models those targets actually works there, or I don't know where they find the people that pose for those.
That's funny. That'd be a great question. I wonder if it's AI generated.
I don't know.
He said he was referring to Ballistol and my dislike of the smell of the stuff. Got it.
Fecal warning has made it.
You guys and some of your names.
Scott from South Carolina used to bench 300, but haven't tried it in 15 years. I only use light weights now and kettlebells. Yeah, I do basically no weight training.
I was doing kettlebell farmer's carry and bent over rows using a 25-pound kettlebell. I could have gone heavier, but it was after our lifting session. So
Marv Turner says, I can't bench a toasted cheese sandwich. Harley Boy, your thoughts on 9mm 1911s? I own exactly one, and it's my Tizosh Stingray. I like it a lot. I used to have the Springfield Armory Ronin, which I really liked the way that thing looked, but I just never liked the way it shot. It never seemed to be as accurate as I thought it should be. So it has since been traded. When I do my end of the year video this year and talk about the new firearms that have come into the collection, I decided that I'm also going to add a segment into that where I talk about everything that's left the collection that's been traded on one thing or another, because that's what actually facilitates a lot of the new firearms that come into the collection. So that'll be something to look for when December rolls around. Wade Priest should use a paper towel, pre-clean heavy fired guns, 200 rounds after range, then use. Wait, what? I think it's supposed to say a cleaner and protectant, but okay.
No, he's asking, should I use a paper towel to pre-clean a heavy fired?
I don't know that I've ever used a paper towel. I usually use a cloth of some sort, like cotton, just to wipe off a lot of the residue. That's certainly not going to hurt anything. Fecal warning, live in West Plains, Missouri, heart of the Ozarks.
One day I want to go visit the Ozarks.
Robert KF1 must have been scary on a bicycle being chased by a woman in a car. Yeah, you know, it's one of those things you get used to when it happens enough times.
I did not chase him.
That's her story nowadays.
What are your favorite video game weapons or movie weapons? We don't play video games.
No, they would probably be. I used to play a Star Wars game with my daughter when she was little, so it's probably a lightsaber would be my favorite.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What about movie weapons?
Oh man, I actually produced a video some time ago talking about movie firearms and some of my favorite movie clips with firearms in. So go back and take a look at that because I talked about quite a few of them there.
Ben Crane said, my wife is already watching Hallmark Christmas movies. It's going to be a long winter. Yeah, and I feel for you because I don't watch those. Football's on. That's what I watch. Football. Rookie
Spartan, I have the Springfield Ronin in 10mm, and for me, it's a tack driver. Good. I'm glad it works well for you. Wish you had the same experience. Yeah, and I don't know. I really wanted to like that handgun. I loved the way it looked. I like the two-tone, but it just never shot that well for me.
You have to read some of those comments. I'm about to sneeze.
Which ones are you talking about?
Roy Bow or Raybo.
I carry 210 pounds to the bathroom every morning. Tony York, Dirty Harry's 29.
Yeah.
Even thinner. Variety, the movie You Can't Beat Heat. I have not seen that movie in years.
Yeah.
It's been a long, long time. Mark Hankins, Ohio State or Clemson?
Well, Ohio State because we live here, because Clemson's just a bunch of rednecks.
Says the person from Columbia, South Carolina.
Right. They're our arch rival. We are sophisticated and intelligent and educated. They are a bunch of rednecks. That's how that breaks down.
So how many people out there are in the Clemson universe?
Well, we got a couple of Greenville, South Carolina. Listen, they're going to say the same thing about Carolina people. It's just, nobody takes it personally.
Anonymous F, we make homemade queso fresco by bringing whole milk up to about 170 degrees and adding vinegar, straining through cheesecloths and pressing into foam. Comes out delicious if you like
pressing
queso fresco.
Into a form.
Oh.
I love queso fresco. I didn't know it was going to be that easy, so I may have to try that.
What? Clemson, wasn't that D-Day in World War II?
No, wasn't that a DD in World War II? What's a DD?
Well, I thought D-Day.
Y'all can't get things too complicated. Oh, Scott said we like the Gamecocks.
I see that.
Go Cox. So, quick story. When I was at South Carolina, we played the University of Southern California, who, of course, are the Trojans. And so the bumper stickers all over town said, what? No Trojan can hold our cocks. And that was the bumper sticker for that game.
I'm appalled.
Yep.
Let's see. Where are we here? JC Leather Company. Got to say, losing weight helped me go from. Wait a second. Oh, you losing weight, me losing weight helped you go from 250 to 205, but still need to lose another 15 pounds.
Good for you.
Yeah, good job.
Somebody, Wode Priest said, what's the best laser for daytime use in the sunshine, red, green, or blue, or a dot scope?
I don't know if there is a better one as far as the lasers go. It seems like on a bright day, once you get beyond about 10 yards or so, they get difficult to see. I had a laser out recently. I was just able to see that this would not have been possible in any kind of a defensive use or anything else, but I was back to about 40 yards and I could just see it on a white target enough to be able to squeeze off some shots. But really beyond about 10 yards or so, I don't think the color much matters. You really can't see them. With a dot, you're going to be better off. But then with the dot, you have to worry about, whether or not you're going to have too much light when it gets dark, or you got to turn it up or turn it down or whatever, unless you have one of the self-adjusting ones. And then those things you have to be a little concerned about whether or not they're going to adjust to where you need them to be for your eyes. So that's not one of those that's really more of a personal preference than an absolute rule.
Anonymous F said, add a little salt to that. Yeah, I figured, but thanks for that.
Zach, really like my Steyr A2 MF. Picked up after your review. Good. I'm glad you like it. Great handguns. John G's got to leave. Hey, John, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Hopefully we'll be able to see you in Atlanta. I'm sure we'll be back on for a live stream or two before that, but have a great night. And again, thanks for stopping by.
Jeff said a DD was a destroyer in the U.S. Navy. You know what? I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
Robert KF, how about HR FUD coming back with political
Buddy.
commentary? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens after next Tuesday.
Ben Crane. You're funny.
What are we up to here? We're about an hour and 10 minutes in.
Oh my gosh.
We'll keep this going for another 5 or 10 minutes here. So if you have last minute questions, comments, or whatever, be sure to get those in, but we'll keep looking at what we got here. Mr. Goldenrod, have you had any ammo negatively affected by storage in vicinity of gun cleaning solvents? I store a few loaded magazines in a safe with freshly cleaned guns. No, I have not. I've never had an issue with that. I think you would just about have to soak the ammunition in solvent to have a problem.
Yeah, but Scott said, "Roll Tide, we're awful." Yeah, it's first season without Nick Saban, and there's growing pains down there.
Our lasers are mostly useless. You know what? I used to kind of think that, but I've got a couple now that are from Olight that work really well for any sort of typical defensive ranges. I don't know. There's one that I have on a handgun that a lot of times Chewy has to go out in the middle of the night, and I take that handgun with me. It's got the light laser combination on it. So if anything wanders out of the woods that has to be dealt with, I've got the laser. It's highly visible. It's extremely accurate. So I kind of changed my opinion on lasers. Tony York, what is y'all's favorite handgun? I cannot really pick a favorite handgun. It's hard for me to even pick favorite handguns from certain categories, like favorite revolver, favorite semi-auto, favorite striker fired poly. I like a lot of firearms. I like different ones equally for different reasons. So it's like saying, what's your favorite child or whatever. I just can't really come up with a favorite. Jeeps Cafe, yeah, the sights back, the laser sights back during the 90s were big and bulky and kind of obnoxious. They are much, much smaller these days.
But Scott said one time he bought 9mm reloads and a bullet didn't make it out of the barrel. Do you think it was just a primer?
Well, either that or they forgot to put powder in it. It's very possible you got one with only a primer, and I've seen that happen before with hand loads where somebody didn't get a powder charge into a casing, and the primer has just enough energy to get it into the bore, but that's it. So I suspect that's probably what you had. HR, what's your carry rotation for EDC year round? Ever carry a 44 Magnum? I have, but I had a 3-inch 44 Magnum back in the day, and I typically had 4 rounds of 44 special ammunition loaded into it, and then the last 2 out were Magnums. I figured if I had fired 4 rounds of 44 special and I still had an issue, I would at least have 2 Magnums to try to hopefully resolve the situation at that point.
Wow. I honestly did not know we had a college hockey team at South Carolina, so that's awesome.
Where do they find ice?
I don't know. I mean, you can make ice.
Or do they just sort of wade around in ankle deep water?
Yeah, probably.
Rabbi, what's your favorite brand of firearm? There was a time I would have said Smith & Wesson, hands down. Nowadays, there are so many good companies out there. That's, again, it's really hard for me to pick a favorite. I would say historically, my favorite brand of firearms is Smith & Wesson, but I don't know that that holds true these days. JC Leather, love your review of the Tizosh Raider. Definitely need to pick one up when I can. Yeah, I love my Raider. Our signing off. Border Collie just called and told me it's time to go out. All right. Well, thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here. Ben Crane is bailing on us too. Thanks, Ben. Have a great day or great evening, and hope to see you soon. Bradley Box, do you grow any vegetables? Where did that go? For the table in warmer months, you grew some tomatoes this year.
Cherry tomatoes, yeah.
Had some tomatoes, but not. We don't really have a large garden or anything like that.
No, we had 2 pots of tomatoes.
Yes. Do you still have a Smith & Wesson 1911? Yes, I do. In the safe right here beside me. Marv Turner, have a Raider in 9mm. It's a great gun. I'm glad it is. I like mine in 45, but I'm glad that the 9mm was a good one too. And it looks like we are caught up on the comments, everybody. So I think, while that's the case, wait a second. JC is watching in his daughter's room. Had to move the Taylor Swift stuff all out of the room. Rabbi grew a beefsteak tomato once. Squirrels.
Yeah, we had limited space for a garden out back, and I had a garden, but it was hard to weed. I didn't have a whole lot of time, and by the time I spent all the money getting this and that and this and that, we didn't get as much return on the garden. At our old house, we had a garden out by the field, and I was growing 3 types of potatoes, but the groundhogs got those, and I hope they choked on them. And then we grew squash and zucchini, which will grow apparently anywhere. So we had a lot of that. We had some tomatoes went wild that year, I think.
And we had rhubarb, but that grew by itself.
We had rhubarb because they had a garden out there before we lived there. Yeah, so I made rhubarb strawberry pie a couple of times.
All right, everybody. I think I'm going to start to wrap things up here. Thanks to everybody for joining this evening. Thanks for 12.5 years worth of support. Thanks to everybody who has subscribed. Once again, we rolled over 75,000 subscribers yesterday. That is tremendous. Thanks to Mimi for joining as our special guest tonight.
You're welcome.
And a special thanks to all my channel members out there for your monthly donation. Oh, and thanks to everybody who donated this evening. I appreciate that. I know we had, who all donated? Rabbi donated.
That was to me.
Rabbi donated.
I thought it was Joe G.
John G. donated. And I know we had a third one. But anyway, thanks to everybody for the donations. Thanks to my channel members for your monthly donation. Like I said earlier, YouTube is in one of these times again. And everything, it seems like, since the election is coming up on Tuesday, is just in a tizzy. And it wouldn't surprise me if YouTube's demonetization tricks are all part of that as well. Anyway, have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll do this again soon. And we're signing off for now, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.